Dave Davis Jr. here on the program today. Got Jake Shields coming up. Big fight
Yes.
coming up here, July 29th. PFL's got they've got some good names coming in here. Came out of the bat right away with some really good fights. Did you watch? Were you able to watch one of the first one out in Daytona?
Yeah, it was actually kind of crazy watching that one because, originally they were supposed to show the NASCAR and it got rained out. So they actually got that spot and came on a little bit earlier. I
Yeah,
think they actually showed twice in a row. But, yeah, I
yeah.
got to watch that card. Some pretty good fights. John Fish did his thing, a few other guys on the card. And, man, it was nice.
Let's talk about the Jake Shields fight. How did it come about? Like, what was the phone call like when they told you, "Hey, we want you to fight Jake"?
I was just at the gym. Actually, I forgot what exactly I was doing. But I was just hanging out and I got a call from Ray Sefo on the phone. And, he gave me a shout and he was like, "Hey, Jake Shields, July 29th." And I took it. I felt good about it at first, but he definitely gave me a few days. He didn't want me to feel pressured or anything to take the fight. So I took a day or two just to kind of review it with my team and my coaches. And man, we all are all about it. Feel very confident about the fight, and I accepted the match, and I'm very excited to go and fight Jake Shields.
I got to ask, is a little bit of an unfair advantage for you because you've got Ray Sefo, who's one of your coaches and one of your training guys that is the head of the organization, and then Randy Couture is one of the commentators, and that's the gym you train out of. Isn't that wouldn't that be perceived as a little bit of an unfair advantage in your favor?
A fight's a fight. Ray's not going to be in there in the cage with me. Randy Couture's not going to be there in the cage with me. They can commentate and spectate all they want. At the same time, it's all about the judges and how
Yeah.
the fight goes and the referee. You know, but I'm looking to go in there and do some, put it to them, and hopefully you don't even have to go to the judges, so there's no question about it that I won hands down.
How do you feel about the judging and refereeing as of late? Has it gotten better? Do you think? Because you've been in the sport for a while. It's not like you're brand new to the game. You've seen the judging from its inception, how it got really bad and started getting a little bit better. Do you think it's gotten better over the last year or so?
I feel like it has gotten a little bit better.
Mm.
There's still some judges out there, depending on what state you go to, that just are totally off the wall. But overall, I think the game has evolved a little bit in the judging aspect, and the judges have became a little more consistent, a little bit better, a little clearer on the things that they're judging these matches about. What they're looking for. So yeah, I do feel like the judging has gotten better.
Let's go back real quick and talk about the Anthony Hernandez fight, which is back in June of this year. Take us through the training camp. That fight happened. It was really good. In the third round, you finally knocked him out, but you were picking him apart first and second round. It was just a matter of time when you were going to catch him. Take us through that training camp real quick. What was that camp like? Was it a perfect training camp? Were there a lot of problems going through that training camp? How was that camp?
That camp was actually short notice. I got the call 3 weeks before the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I was already in good shape. I had fought earlier, like late March, so I just kind of been staying on my grind this year. I've been setting my sights and really building some momentum up, which I've done. 2 wins in the past, 4 months. But so that camp with Anthony Hernandez, it was short. It was only 3 weeks, but like I said, I was already back in the gym. I just came off the fight. I felt good. I took a look at his record and noticed, he really ain't fought nobody, and I'd be one of the first real fighters he's fought. So we accepted the challenge. I fine-tuned a few things, did a game plan, went in there and executed, and it came out my way.
You're being pretty active, like you said. You're really on your grind this year. This will be your third fight in this year, but it's been like March, then June, really close, and then bang, right into it again in July. Like, they've been pretty close fights. But there's a long break back from April of 2016 until June of 2017. We didn't fight. It was over a year. Why was that such a long layoff?
Well, that was actually a very close fight against Abu Aziatar, and I felt I won it. Boss Rudin felt I won. A lot of people felt I won that fight, and that was first time a fight really took it out of me, like spiritually. I've lost fights,
Yeah.
of course, physically and mentally, but that was a fight where I really put my heart into it, and I was cut in the first round, fought through adversity, and did some great things, and I just came up short, and that one really took it out of me spiritually. So I had to take some time, get recentered, refocused. At the same time, I was waiting on WSOF, and they were going through their new rehashing of things.
Yeah.
I was promised, or not promised, I was set to fight in September of last year, and that got pushed back to January. So part of it was also I was just on a waiting block. I mean, it took me a couple months to get over that fight, but I was ready to fight by September of last year. Like I said, though, WSOF was going through some changes, which is now Professional Fight League, and I was just waiting on them. And then they were still taking a little extra time. That's why I went outside the organization and went and found some fights regionally.
Yeah. Are you going to join the tournament for PFL now? Are you going to be in that tournament that starts?
It's very likely I can be in there.
Okay. Is it how is it? No one's really explained to us how that's going to come about. Is it they ask you to be a part of it, or can you request to be in it, or is it because that guy's already under contract? It's just assumed you're going to be in the tournament because you're already under contract with the
Right.
SOF.
So from what I know, the guys that are currently under contract that they're maintaining will be in the tournament. They are signing some guys. They're looking for some guys that need to be alternates just in case some guys get injured. From what I've told, if I win this fight, I for sure be guaranteed a spot into the tournament. If I lose, I'd probably be alternate, but there's no guarantees with the alternate. But how it goes down is they start with the regular season. You have a few fights. Depending how you win those fights, you obtain points. Via win or knockout or decision, whatever the case may be, you tally up these points. And then, after the regular season, they see who has how many points, and then they have their playoffs. Right. Now they start playoffs, and, I guess it's like a pre-tournament bracket, but you fight the playoffs, and it gets you into the tournament, or it may be part of the tournament. I'm not exactly sure. And then, you fight that tournament, and the winner of the each weight class gets $1 million.
A little added pressure then for this fight, because this fight wins and gets you in the tournament, which gives you potential to make $1 million. So that's a huge plus money along the way. You're going to get paid for each fight as well, but still, it's a little added pressure, then, isn't it?
No, to me, every fight has its own pressures, but to me, I'm focused on Jake Shields. My goal is going there and send Jake Shields out on the shield. I know he's one of the best in the game, has been for a long time, but I think this fight game's all about timing, and he's getting a little older now. Yep. He's coming off 2 losses, which has never happened for him. For me, I'm coming off 2 wins, a little bit of momentum, and I've been in the game for a while, like Frank, and this is a win to me that's going to put my name out there on the map. People in Vegas know me, people on the regional circuit know me, but I want the whole MMA community to be aware of who I am, and I've been constantly growing and working. So for me, the focus on Jake Shields, no pressure, go in there, do what I do best, and fight. And send him out on the shield.
What was the training camp? What did you have to tweak in your training camp to get ready for Jake? Because every opponent has a different little thing. Sometimes you just have to tweak your strength and conditioning. Sometimes you just have to tweak your diet. What was your tweak for this camp?
I definitely wanted to be a little lighter because I know it's going to be a grinding pace. He's one of the best grapplers in the world. Yeah. So I definitely focused on my grappling and my wrestling, my counter wrestling. Being a few pounds lighter just to have that extra energy and staying on my toes and movement. But for me, this is a fight, like, early in my career, grappling was my kryptonite, and I wasn't getting the right matchups, and I knew it was a business, but I didn't understand how much record impacts the business of the fight game, And early in my career, that was my Achilles heel. I spent the majority of my career, what's it called? Digging myself out of a grave. I've learned grappling now. I'm a brown belt, 2-stripe on the Robert Drysdale, one of the best in the world. I grapple with the best guys, So now for me, this fight is just to prove that I became a well-rounded mixed martial artist. I'm not just a striker anymore. I'm not just a grappler. I'm a well-rounded mixed martial artist. And I plan on demonstrating how much my grappling has improved and my wrestling and counter Jake. And if I get taken down, I'm going to get back up eventually and just keep taking it to him.
That's Dan Davis. He's got Jake Shields coming up here on July 29th, Professional Fight League. Dan, thanks so much for coming on here, man. I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your camp. It's your last week. You've got everything's winding down, I'm assuming. You said you're coming in a little bit lighter, so your weight's got to be good. It won't be too much of a weight cut for you. So have fun in this fight, man. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it.